Hello and welcome to the most exciting video I've done till today. Today I'm going to trot Chibanga for the first time. And of course I'm super excited to get started, but I've also promised some of you that I would answer the questions that you've sent, and I'm going to start by doing that. So basically I've had various questions, but they all really boil down to three big topics. How it happened, I don't know. I was riding him on the Wednesday, and he did a very nice job. He's a super horse to ride. And on Thursday he had a day off. He was in his paddock and he relaxed. And on Friday I had my vet booked to come and check him. Check him. He was going to give him acupuncture and I call it wellness, but give him like a good checkup on the body, that everything was okay, the muscles, and if he needed any kind of adjustments. And of course, that's what makes you the most worried, is when your vet is saying, I think we have a swelling over the suspensory ligament, because the suspensory ligament is probably one of the most common, but also one of the most, I want to say dangerous, because in a lot of times they also end the career of a dressage horse. So I was really afraid that the career of Chibanga would actually have ended before it even began. And so the second question is, what have we done since then? Well, what we started out doing was, of course, walking him by hand, increasing, and I will show you the protocol in a bit. And what you will see is that you start by 10 minutes, then you do 15 minutes, then you do 20 minutes, and then you do 25 minutes twice a day. So we started doing that, and when we were almost done with the third week, there was a young working student who walked him in the morning, and he does a silly jump. She loses the lunge rope that she was walking with him, and he gets free, and he just takes off, and he runs around the whole farm, between the paddocks, onto the road, and around the houses, and he was everywhere, and I was running behind him with everybody else trying to catch him, and I was thinking, this is over, now it's over, now everything is done. He's gonna ruin everything. I was nervous, like I don't know what. I iced him, I did everything I could, and luckily he hadn't done that much damage. It was basically just another 2 weeks of hand walking on top of what we were supposed to do, and then we got to the point where we did another ultrasound, and we were ready to start walking under saddle. And I got on him, and he was very sweet and very easy. And I started walking him on a Saturday. The following Sunday, which means 7 days of me in the saddle, he came out of the box stall, and he was swollen over the same ligament again, and it did not look good. And basically what had happened was a second injury. So what can happen when the hole in the ligament is healing is that the fiber becomes like scar tissue. So scar tissue has a different flexibility than normal tissue, and this can mean that when he does like a certain step or puts a little strain on it, then he can simply pull on the healthy fibers through the scar tissue fibers. So that was what happened, and I was devastated because I did not know what to do when I had a horse that would injure himself that badly just from walking. So we had, since the beginning, we had done laser treatments once a week, and we continued those. And in the time just after we found the second injury, we decided to give him growth factors. And we started back to scratch, 2 times 5 minutes a day, hand walk, and a month later, sadly, nothing had improved. And that was, of course, devastating. What do you do when you do the right thing and the horse is just not improving? And at that time, we had gotten from middle of April till the beginning of July. And what we decided was that we would simply box rest him. Neither me nor my vet are super fans of box resting horses, but what we decided was to box rest him and see if complete rest would actually help him. So he had been box rested for about a month, when we moved into my new training facilities. So basically, from beginning of July till middle of September, the only time he left his box stall was during that one short travel. And in the middle of September, we were ready to check him again. And basically, not much had happened. It wasn't like seeing a new ultrasound and thinking, "Wow, now he's healed," because he was not healed completely. He was better, but the fibers in the ligament were still not as they should be. So what we decided was, to get out of sort of not getting anywhere, we wanted to start walk him to see if now exercise would actually help the fibers of the ligament start to heal. And so we started in the middle of September with 5 minutes per day, only once a day. And when we got to 25 minutes per day, once a day, we started doing 2 times 15 minutes. And then we increased 2 times 20 minutes, we increased 2 times 25 minutes. And instead of doing it once every week, it was once every 10th day. So we would add a little more time than normal to each step. And well, that leads us up to beginning of December, the 12th of December, when we did an ultrasound again. And that from September until December, we didn't do any ultrasounds. We basically just walked and walked and walked and walked. And of course, Chibanga was happy to start getting out of his box stall, but he was also getting more and more anxious to do more. So I think it was a very lucky time when he was okay to start under saddle. And this is basically where my videos start. It's where I start him under saddle, and well, super excited. And I mean, I haven't sat on him since April, and I love the horse to death, and he's fantastic to ride. So just being in the saddle again was huge. So well, now we're up to today, where I'm gonna trot him under saddle, which is super exciting. And I'm very happy that we've reached this point and he's still okay, because that was what I was most worried about when I started him under saddle. So we did a control ultrasound, and the ultrasound was really good. So we were cleared to trot. And basically now I'm going to show you what the training protocol looks like. And you will see this as the training protocol we were given back in April as the 10 weeks. Basically the 10 weeks that you would do the hand walking and then you start on the saddle. So we jump in where you can see it says week 6. And week 6, which is what we'll be doing today, it has 30 minutes of walk. The green ones are walk and the orange ones are trot. So we will be doing 30 minutes of walk, then we'll be doing 1 minute of trot, then 3 minutes of walk, and then another minute of trot, and then we'll finish by 25 minutes of walk again. So we're staying on the 60 minutes, and we're basically going to do this for 2 weeks, because even here it says 1, we're going to take it extra slowly with him to make sure that we won't damage anything. So the next step we're going to do in 2 weeks, it's going to be increasing with another 3 minutes of walk and another minute of trot. So we could be doing a total of 3 minutes, and then we'll be doing that again for 2 weeks. On a normal training schedule, you would stick to 1 week, but we'll be doing 2. And then at the end of week 8, where we'll be up to 5 minutes of walk, is when we're done with the walk and trot part of the training, and we'll be ready to do the introduction of the canter. So we'll be doing 3 minutes of canter from week 9, and you can see we're down to 15 minutes of walk in the beginning, then 3 minutes of trot, 1 minute of canter, 5 minutes walk, 3 minutes of trot, 1 minute canter, 5 minutes walk, 3 minutes trot, and 1 minute canter, and 20 minutes of walk. So, and then the week after that, well, in our case, 2 weeks after that, we'll be increasing with another minute of canter. And the final week before we will do the final vet check, which I obviously hope is going to be the final vet check. As you can see, you're up to 2 minutes trot, 2 minutes canter, 2 minutes walk. And then you continue like that, and you do that 4 times, sorry. No, it's 5 times. and then you finish up with the 15 minutes, and then it says vet. So hopefully when we're done with that week, or those 2 weeks in our case again, I'm gonna have my vet come and check him and tell me that everything is just perfect, and then we'll be ready to start doing a more normal kind of training. We'll be doing soft corners. We'll be doing the long side, soft corners, long side, and no circles, no exercises, no laterals, no nothing. So basically, just getting the body back into work and slowly bringing the ligament back into the shape where it can carry and the strength where it can actually carry the weight of the horse, the weight of the rider, and handle the strain from working. So hopefully at the end of that program, we'll be cleared, and then we will start introducing all the dressage exercises and work on getting him more flexible, getting him stronger again, and maybe in 6 to 8 months we'll be back in full competition training. But for now, what's most important is that we're actually going to trot him under saddle, which is the farthest we've gone in this rehabilitation process. So I'm gonna go get him ready and take him to the outdoor arena, and then I'll come back to you when we are ready to do the trot, and I'll show you how that's gonna go. So now we're here in the outdoor arena, and we just completed our 30 minutes of walking, and he's a little more awake today, but in a good way. So now I'm going to do the work we just talked about. Today it's 1 minute of trot, then 3 minutes of walk, and then another minute of trot again. And then we finish up with 20 minutes of walk in the end. But this is like a really big thing. It's the first time he will be trotting in 8 months, and as you can see, he's anxious to move. So I'm not going to be talking a lot. I'm just going to get straight to it. So now we completed training for today, the 20 minutes of walk and trotting for the first time. And as you could see on the video, he was like almost thinking, what, you're really asking me to trot? Like, this is so weird. The feeling was so weird. It felt like he almost forgot how to do it, but definitely second time I feel he got a lot better. And well, he's been only walking for so long that I think it's only normal that it feels weird even for him to do the trot again. But perfect behavior, and of course the arena was straightened and everything was set up for him to have a very good first experience, and I think he did absolutely wonderful. So now we're going to be doing this every day for the next 2 weeks. 30 minutes walk, 1 minute trot, 3 minutes walk, 1 minute trot, and 20 minutes of walk. And after that, we're just going to add on some minutes. But I'm of course going to keep you updated on how we're doing in the next couple of weeks, and hopefully we will just be getting stronger and better. So thanks so much for following, and I hope that the questions that you had asked me were answered sufficiently. And I'm really happy to see so much support for this big guy. I was hoping that maybe in time we will do a video from his first competition, but first this is like a huge step. So for me, this is like the biggest success we could have had after so long. So yeah, thanks guys, and stay tuned for more videos on Black Beauty.